ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. Beloved Sangat, welcome. Please make yourselves comfortable. Last week, our dear brother Flowing River discussed Body 12 of the Japji Sahib, the first part in a series of 4 on the topic of faith and acceptance. Today, beloved, I'll continue with part 2, where we'll discuss Body 13. But before we delve deeper into this Body, let's briefly summarize Body 12 from last week. This Body conveys the ineffability, the state of a true believer, and the futility of trying to describe it. No matter how hard one tries to express it, the true essence of faith cannot be fully captured or explained through words or writing. Many people engage in intellectual discussions and debates about faith. The true purity and understanding of faith can only be attained through personal experience. It's only when one's mind truly understands the thoughts and feelings of another that a deep connection can be established. Here, the person has accepted the divine, and very little can be said of the person in this state of acceptance. Previously, beloved, we explored the power of listening, suniya. Listening brings us into focus, into the moment, into the present. If we're centered in the present moment, engaged in true listening, our faith, the conviction we have in our contemplation, is in the moment. It's the natural progression, the order of things. Through listening, we have come to the moment of contemplation. And in this moment of contemplation, in the present, our faith, our conviction, our experiences resides. This is where our truth is to be found, melded in the present. Manan, acceptance, is now the conviction, the experience we will bring to the present moment. And it's the now, this moment, where our true faith is seated right now. We listen, we open up our consciousness and expand and center in the moment, the present. This, beloved, is the process and stages of dying in the Shabbat. So, beloved, we began at Body 12 from the perspective of the person, a believer, a person of faith. To have faith, to believe, is to accept Manan. And with Body 13, we further explore the state of acceptance, from not questioning the state of acceptance, but looking further and deeper at the outcome of acceptance, Manan. The first line of the verse says, Mane Surat Hove Man Buddh. Practicing Naam with faith and devotion lifts the devotee's mind and intellect. One's consciousness is exalted to higher spiritual levels. Such is the expansive and transformative nature of acceptance. We've all heard the saying, have a little faith. And so the journey begins with you, your choice. You can raise your vibration. You can lift your mind and consciousness to a higher spiritual level, but it requires belief. Belief in Naam, the word, the Shabbat. The Shabbat. To die in the Shabbat, to cut your ego, to cut the ties of this worldly attachment, to truly let go, rise and ascend. It begins with your acceptance, Manan. Accept the Naam and expand your mind, your Surat, and your intellect. Follow the spiritual path, Naam, the word that resonates with you, and raise your spiritual vibration. But every journey begins with a tilt, a turn, a swing that brings forth a momentum of faith. And it begins now, in this moment, right here, right now. Faith is a force that'll carry you when you feel you can't continue. When you're tired, weak, ready to falter, faith. Have faith. Have a little faith. And trust in your journey, in your spiritual journey. And as your faith and devotion grows, so does your awareness and understanding. Through faith, one gains spiritual enlightenment. One attains a higher level of consciousness. The second line of this guru reads, Mane Sagal Bhavan Ki Surat. Practicing Nam with faith and devotion produces within the devotee an awareness of God. Awareness that God, the divine, prevails throughout the universe, prevails through all, is all. With faith, the lens through which we see the world changes, our understanding changes. In the absence of faith, we go about our daily lives, constricted, restricted. We're caught up in the minutiae of the moments that pass us by. Our ego fixated, we're stuck in the past. Or is it the present? Or is it the future? The lens has the narrow focus of self, me, my, I. It's stuck, and thus, so is our understanding. Yet faith expands our view, our focus, our lens broadens, and the horizon opens up before us. And so does our awareness, our consciousness, our relationship with the divine. We're no longer self-limiting, for such is the nature of ego. And with your expanded consciousness, become the universe. Practicing Nam with faith and devotion has within the devotee produced an awareness of God prevailing throughout the universe. With faith, there's an immersion. It's transformative, a realignment of sorts. The spectrum, the kaleidoscope of the self gives way to the expansion of the spiritually imbued. Through faith, one's immersion in the resonant chamber continues. And so the antechamber of self gets smaller until it has all but gone. And what remains is a deeper understanding. Because when somebody becomes nobody, they become everybody. Through faith, one accepts and comprehends the interconnectedness of all existence. All realms, dimensions are connected, are one, a singularity, ik, one. And the constant is the divine, the one, ik. Third line of the Puri reads, Mane Mujot Nakai. A devotee practicing Nam with faith and devotion doesn't endure punishment inflicted by the bondage jaw, the 5 thieves, the 5 cardinal vices being desire, calm, rage, Lord, greed, Lord, undue attachment, more, ego, Lord. Simply put, those with faith in the divine are protected from the harm and trouble caused by the inherently worldly vices present. Such is the transformative power of faith. Wherever we look in this world, we're not far from the grasp of these cardinal vices. But with faith, everything changes. And we can transcend the grip of these. So what's good? What's bad? Spiritual God-centered persons experiencing this realm, this life, isn't seen or experienced in terms of good or bad. But all is divine will. All is hukum. It's no longer a question of heaven or hell, pain or pleasure. The faithful coalesce in this plane of existence, and the perception changes of what's good or bad. The spectrum of experience is the divine. Wherever you see good or bad, divine is everywhere. Divine is the scale of all experience, whether we see that or not. The divine is the scale of all experience. We can put points as to where the high is and where the low is, but everything, everywhere, divine is there. This life, this world, this third rock from the sun, every divine is there. In this known universe and beyond, the divine is everywhere. Yet the faithful, beloved, have understood that this life, this body, is merely another sleeve, another mortal coil in this game of life. So, beloved, what harm can come to this body? Ultimately none. Walk the path of faith, and no harm can come to you. You'll not falter in this worldly realm or beyond. And so it'll be. Faith will expand your mind and your understanding. So, beloved, have a little faith. The fourth line of the Puri reads, Mane jaam ke saath na jaye. A devotee who practices Naam with faith and devotion is not to accompany suffering. One isn't subject to the punishment of one's wrongdoing. The intended meaning is that as the devotee abstains from immoral and evil actions, he doesn't have to face any consequential suffering. Beloved, the faithful who trusts in the divine doesn't suffer. The fifth line in the book reads, Aise naam narinjan hoye. So immaculate and rewarding is the Lord's name, the word. And the sixth line says, Je ko man jane man koi. Provided one's faith or the sacred word is firmly fixed in one's mind, and if one wants to actually live the teachings of the sacred word in one's life, his reward is immense. The Naam, the divine name, is pure, immaculate, and transcendent. If your mind is fixed upon it, if you live the teachings of the divine in your life, then your reward truly is immeasurable. The concluding lines of this verse emphasizes the importance of recognizing the divine name, Naam, as pure, sacred, immaculate, and transcendent. And the true understanding and realization can only be achieved by those who have a deep self-awareness and knowledge of their own mind. Beloved, the concluding line of this Puri reads, Je ko man jane man koi. This concluding line is the beginning of your faith journey. And the journey begins with the alignment of one's consciousness to the divine. Our consciousness is a collective of four elements. Man, the mind. The mind, represented by the term man, encompasses our willpower, senses, desire, and emotions. It's the aspect of our consciousness that controls and directs our thoughts and actions. The mind has the capacity to be influenced by both positive and negative forces, and it plays a crucial role in our spiritual journey. Buddhi, intelligence and reasoning. Buddhi refers to our intelligence and reasoning abilities and decision-making capacity. It involves our ability to discern, analyze, and make choices based on understanding. Buddhi helps us differentiate between right and wrong, guiding our actions and shaping the perception of the world. Surat, Chit, awareness and memory. This represents our consciousness, awareness and memory. It encompasses our present awareness of experiences, thoughts and emotions. Additionally, it holds our memory of past experiences, shaping our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Ahankar, Mat, self-identity and attachments. Ahankar or Mat refers to our ego, our self-identity and the source of our attachments. It's the aspect of our consciousness that creates a sense of individuality, separateness, and self-importance. Ahankar is responsible for our attachments to worldly possessions, relationships, identities, often leading to suffering and delusion. Self-awareness and realization is important, as you may encounter many hurdles and obstacles along the journey, but such is the nature of faith. If you persist and continue the path, balance will be found. Your mind, intelligence, awareness will expand, and your ego will contract. Because ultimately, faith is surrender. It's letting go, trusting in the journey, the divine. The 13th Body of Japji Sahib emphasizes the importance of faith in attaining awareness, enlightenment, and understanding. So practice now regularly with faith and devotion, and your reward will be immense. With faith, one can transcend and cut the ego. Your mind and intellect will be elevated, as will be your consciousness. In this higher state of spiritual enlightenment, your spiritual perception will expand. From a narrow focus, you go to wide, and you see the divine in everyone and everywhere. By raising your vibration, your spiritual consciousness, you gravitate to righteous path. Through faith, you're leaving behind the mire of sin, the claws of wrongdoing, and all the consequential marks and suffering it brings. By dying in the Shabad, you're letting go, you're cutting the ego, and living in the Nam, in the sacred word. And I'll leave you with the final words of this verse. To understand this is to begin your journey. Jego man jale man koe. Transfix your faith firmly in the sacred word, the Naam, the Shabad. Live the teachings of the sacred word in your life. For when you've truly died in the Shabad, it's only then you're truly living. Beloved, please forgive my mistakes. I serve the divine, I serve the Sangat. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki